Okay, the first thing I'm going to do when making my beer is I'm going to add 100 grams of crystal malt, so I've measured that out, into 1 litre of boiling water. So I'll add that in like that. There we go. Give that a bit of a stir. Now what you do now is you actually take it off the heat, so turn the element off. Put a lid on and we'll just let that steep for 30 minutes. Okay, the crystal malt has been steeping in 1 litre of boiling water for 30 minutes. So the idea of that is to basically get all of the goodness out of the crystal malt into the water. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to strain that. So you just want the liquid, you want all the solid product all left behind. That's the idea of the sieve. You just tip it all in like that. Great, doesn't matter if there's any left in the pan because we don't want that, it's just the liquid we want. So there we go, I'll give that a bit of a shake so we get all the liquid out. Fantastic. Put that to one side. Okay, so now we can put this liquid back on the heat. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add in hardest product to work with, and that is the dried malt extract. If you guys have ever worked with it before, it can be very, very sticky product. So I'm going to tip the whole lot in. Don't know if you can see that already. On the steam, it's already sticking to the inside of the plastic bag, but no, got it all out. So what I want to do is I'm going to dissolve this dried malt extract. Don't know if you can see that, it just goes really gluggy. So I'll just we'll just cut there until it's all dissolved, and I'll come back. Okay, I'm back. So the dry malt extract is dissolved. It's just a case of bringing it up, the temperature up, so that it will turn from that gluggy state into a state where it sort of dissolves. Okay, so we've got the liquid from the crystal malt and the dried malt extract in there. Now I'm going to add in the 100 grams of maltodextrin. Put that in. Let us stir. And then the final item to add is the kit. There we go. So I've got the so this has been sitting in hot water just to soften up the contents. Let that all go in. So the whole idea of doing everything on the stove top is not to boil everything to any large degree, it's just to dissolve all the ingredients. I've just found if you do that in the fermenting barrel, especially with the dried malt extract, it can be very difficult to get rid of all the lumps, because you obviously can't raise the temperature in the barrel once you've added the ingredients. So doing it on the stove top just makes it that much easier. There we go. Just get that a stir around. It smells great. Probably looks great. It looks like a giant, I don't know, mochaccino or something at the moment. Beautiful colour and smell to it. So we'll just cut it there, and then we'll come back when we're ready to put everything into the barrel. Okay, so I'm back. So all the ingredients that were in the pan have all dissolved, so I'm going to add that to the fermenting barrel. First check that the tap is off. Okay, add that in there. Smells fantastic. So that's going in there now. Beautiful. Okay. Then we're going to add cold water to that, up to 23 litres. So let's do that. Okay, so I've filled the fermenter up to, I've actually done it to 22 litres. As you can see, there's quite a lot of foam. As the water went in, it was on like a sprinkler head setting. It's really aerated the mixture there, the wort, sorry, which is what you want. You want to get lots of oxygen into the liquid, so when you put the yeast in, it'll give it a good kick start. I believe that yeast can't do its thing if there's not much oxygen dissolved into the liquid. So yeah, that foam should settle down. Okay, so the next step is I'll put in my hops. If you saw earlier, I put some 50 grams of Galaxy hop pellets into this muslin cloth and tied it up, and it's got a weight in there, so we'll chuck that in. It's going to sink. Yep, there it goes. And then finally, the last step is to add in the yeast. So we'll just sprinkle those in. Okay, and I might just give it a bit of a mix, because at the moment all the yeast granules are sitting on top of the foam. Quite good if that was all sort of gone, but it hasn't, so just give the yeast a bit of a mix. I won't go too berserk. There we go, that's probably enough. Make sure there's not tons of yeast coating the spoon. Okay. Final step, put everything in, including the yeast. We'll just screw the lid on nice and tightly, and then we'll fit this airlock, lets any bubbles of CO2 escape without leaving any oxygen, and yeah, we'll leave that for probably 5 days, and then I'm going to transfer it into a pressure barrel. Okay, so here's the beer in the fermenting barrel. So everything, as I showed you before, it's all been mixed together. The wort was aerated. I put the hops in the muslin bag and the yeast. The lid's been sealed nice and tight, and we've put the airlock in with some water. Now it's just a matter of waiting for fermentation to complete. So there you go. We'll catch you guys later on. Cheers.